There we go. Let's test this audio. Let's see. Do you guys hear me now? Type in something in the chat if you hear me. There's always a delay. I'm trying to listen on my iPad, but I see Streamlabs do give me audio. There we are. All right, let's try this again. Hey everyone, welcome to Ash on Comics Live. I'll edit the rest of the crap out later. Welcome to Ash on Comics Live. My name is Ash. This is Storytime Live, and it's good to see you guys. Melissa is first, even though she cheated, and Christopher Barker, he's kind of the technical first, non-cheating first. I don't know how you count that. I don't really care. Melissa, you get the prize. Christopher Barker says, so Netflix is a serious problem. 2 originals, Cursed, which is considered piss poor Game of Thrones, and Warrior Nun is a mixed bag. That Transformers is going to be a hit. I can feel it. Lost in Space, The Witcher are the best things that are on there at the moment. I don't know if that's the truth, Chris. That's, Netflix is one of those things that kind of is evidence to me of the better things get, the less satisfied we become about things. I remember growing up as a kid, I had like 3 channels, and I had a little 13-inch black and white TV. And I was happy to have it because I had it in my room. When I was a kid, I had a TV in my room. Nowadays, you've got Netflix, and you've got shows that are way better than stuff I had. And people are just not happy. Even though it's like you could beam it to your phone, your tablet, your computer, beam it to your TV, watch it anytime you want. And it's not good enough. These shows. And I hear people bitching. It's like, they raised the price to $15. And I'm like, are you kidding me? It's like, I remember paying $100 satellite bill, and I was unhappy. It's like the better things get, the more unhappy we get. And this is like something I've been thinking about with the MCU. How pissed off people are. Oh, the MCU's trash, blah, blah. And I'm just like, no, you know what trash was? Superhero movies in the 80s. That was trash. And even most of the 90s, until Sam Raimi came along and said, hey, I'm gonna show you guys how to do a Spider-Man movie. And everyone's like, whoa. But that was at the end of the 90s. Before then, superhero movies sucked. And I don't want to hear anyone go, but Ash, Blade. Blade's not a superhero movie. And it's barely based on the comic that Marvel did. They had to totally redo Blade because the Marvel Comics Blade, had they done it like Marvel Comics, no one would have liked it. It was a vampire movie. Blade was a vampire movie, and they just were like, hey, here's this thing we can do. There's this guy who kills vampires. He's half a vampire himself. Really? Yeah, we cast Wesley Snipes. He's a hot character, right? Or a hot actor right now. Do it. And of course, it was pretty good, and they made some money. But yeah, I don't know. I disagree, man. Netflix has got some really good content on there right now. And, I don't just look at like what the newest show is and like forget their whole back catalog. It's like, have we forgotten Narcos? Have we forgotten House of Cards? Orange is the New Black? I mean, some of these shows aren't making new episodes anymore, but what else is on there? Trying to remember. You guys can help me out here. Let's see if I can. Give me half a second. I'm going to actually get into Netflix. If it'll let me. All right. I forgot Netflix has audio. I got to turn that off. Get some copyright strikes. Let's see. Let's pull that up. Boom. Let's see. Popular on Netflix. We've got Full Metal Alchemist. It's not a Netflix original, but that's a really cool. Last Kingdom is amazing. Try that out. No, I don't want to hear about the stupid bulls. You guys are lucky I muted that for you. If you haven't seen One Punch Man, recommend checking that out. All right, there's that Warrior Nun. That does look kind of dumb. And there's Cursed. Oh, I gotta try this out. I hope it doesn't suck. This is Frank Miller. Let's see. Umbrella Academy. I've been hearing good things about that. I know Daredevil's over, but you can still have... Oh, watch this movie, Extraction. There's a Netflix original movie right here. This is written by the Russo brothers. And it looks like a generic... it looks like a generic sort of like action movie about saving a kid. You know, like I've seen this 100 times before. It's not. It's so well written, so well done. What else? This is a popular site. Yeah. Oh, Marco Polo. That sucks. Marco Polo only ran 2 seasons. But this is a really good show. Oh, V for Vendetta, one of my favorite movies. Every year, this movie gets more and more applicable too. Where's all the Netflix films? By the way, this is really weird. I don't know if I recommend you watch it. This is really... I like anime and I like to try new things. And it's well animated, but it's kind of creepy and disturbing. And this Space Force is exactly what you think it is. Orange Man bad. Let's see. Netflix originals. Oh yeah, look, here we go. Stranger Things. Amazing. Witcher. Amazing. Haven't seen this yet. I've heard Old Guard is really good. I've heard Umbrella Academy is good. Extraction, I'm telling you. Last Kingdom is good. Altered Carbon, I heard the first season was good. I heard the second season's kind of meh. Love, Death, and Robots, I've heard really good things. I haven't got a chance to see that myself yet. Let's see. I've heard Ozark is good. Black Mirror. Come on, who can argue with Our Planet? What else? Irishman, the movie. I gotta check this Dark Crystal out. I'm an old school Dark Crystal fan. Yeah, there's good stuff on Netflix, man. There is good stuff. Anyways, I gotta go back to the chat because I've gone down a serious well. Let me pop the chat out here so I can read it while I'm looking at the screen at the same time. Let's see. Dragon Majesty says, first to hit the like button. Boom. He drops the mic on you all. Eric says, Ash is getting too comfortable. I'm downvoting him. Why do you want to hurt me, Eric? What did I ever do to you, man? I don't understand. Melissa says, Netflix is doing Usagi Yojimbo. Well, I just want to comment on that statement right now because I'm a huge Usagi Yojimbo fan, as you probably heard. That's fake news. Netflix is not doing Usagi Yojimbo. Netflix is doing a show based on Usagi Yojimbo called Samurai Rabbit, the Usagi Chronicles, or some stupid name like this. And come to find out, it's not about Usagi Yojimbo. It's about a relative of his in the future named Yuichi. Yeah, a character we don't care about. And Yuichi is going to have a band of friends. And you can just bet that this band of friends will be a diverse group of animals from all kinds. And they have all different kinds of, probably different orientations, if you understand what I mean. It'll be very diverse, and it's going to be stupid. Stupid. I was like, man, when I found this out, I was like, this just figures. Dane says, Breen, you get rid of him. You have to start posting more content to pick up the slack. Good point, Breen. Or Dane. Melissa says, Netflix ruined She-Ra, Neon Genesis Evangelion dub was ruined. And they would Sabrina Teenage Witch, so I have no hope for the Usagi Yojimbo cartoon. I've heard good things about the Sabrina thing. I haven't heard anything bad about the Evangelion dub. So, as far as She-Ra, I mean, that was dead on arrival. Like, no one cared about She-Ra anyway. Eric says, I am doing a video this week. Excuse me, gotta dance. I don't know what that means. Jimmy says, hey. That's my best Jimmy impression. Dane says, Breen, I can't wait for your video when you dropping. And yeah, I started butt dancing as soon as the music kicked in. Oh, wow. This is old chat. Why is Ash mute? Okay, thank you for typing in this stuff. Can't hear anything. I know it took a minute for me to hear it, but you clued me in. I was in a bit of a rush, and I didn't check my levels, and I would have seen. Because I am such a professional. If only I had someone to help me on my stream, Eric. Oh, sorry. Let's see. I don't get Netflix after they ruined She-Ra. Were you that big of a She-Ra fan? I don't think She-Ra had that big of a fan that people would cancel Netflix. I don't think anyone really cared about She-Ra. Netflix has got a ton of great stuff. And at $15 a month, hey, everyone should spend their money how they see fit, by all means. But I think it's a tremendous value. I think it's crazy the way people are just like snub their nose at something so amazing. $15 a month to get all the content that you get from Netflix, and you can beam it right to your phone. You can record it so you can take it with you on the airplane when we don't have an internet access. Like, just Netflix is great. And here's the thing. It's never going to have stuff that's for everybody. If you think, oh man, I'm upset because, 50% of the content on here I hate. That's going to be true of almost any network, right? Like, they have to diversify. They have to make content for people besides you or me, right? I'm only happy that if they have like 25% of the stuff on there, that's a lot actually. If 25% of the stuff on there is stuff I want to see, I'm golden. Like, that's me though. Everyone should do them. I think Netflix is an incredible value, and I still think they're putting out some good stuff. I do think certain stuff is overrated. I think Witcher's overrated. I don't understand where fans are these days. People going gaga over Mandalorian, and I'm like, Mandalorian is worse than every single Disney Star Wars movie to date, and they've made some bad movies. Mandalorian's worse. Now, I'm not saying you should enjoy it. I enjoy parts of it. It's got some cool stuff in it, but as a whole, it's not that good. It's downright cringy at points. That last episode made me want to just turn off the TV. But people are like, oh, it's the most amazing thing ever. And then like The Witcher, again, another show. It's got some cool stuff in it. And then other times you're just like, oh, what's going on here? So yeah, Melissa says Netflix, the woke factory. The Witcher is crazy woke. It's the saving grace for The Witcher is it's not preachy. It doesn't ever preach to you, which makes it palatable. But damned if every single scene that's in that movie that features like 5 or more people, if it does not have a perfect like diverse race mixture of like a black person, a Hispanic person, a white person, like every scene, and you're like, this is supposed to be Polish mythology, like Northern European mythos. Why is it so like every village has like blacks and Hispanics? And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. And then even the elves, when they go and they find like the elves in the other place, it's like there's the black elves and the Hispanic elves and the Native American elves, and it's like, this is, but they don't preach to you. It's just like they just do it. They just like splatter the paint out there. It's like just pretend it's all normal. And that's how we should act as a society. When I go outside and I see a mixture of people on the street, I don't look at them any different. They're just people. But when I'm watching a TV show or a movie, I want to be immersed. I want to believe in the world. And when you do that, it takes me out and I go, this is fake. and then I can't help because I'm consciously aware of why it's happening, and it becomes annoying. Eric says, anyone want to stream? I'll stream with just about anyone. I don't know what I did to hurt Eric. I really don't. I don't understand. So speaking of streams, let's see what's going on my Twitter. Hey, look, top thing is Doug Ernst. Oh, he's posting about a mask advertisement. What's going on here? Hey, look at this mask. That's an effective mask. I want to get one of these so I can wear for the mask. I would totally wear this. People are like, you need to wear a mask. I am. Let's see. All right, Mike Miller's talking about his... Oh, he's got Dean Cain to sign. Covers, but good for you, Mike. Let's see. Oh, someone's trashing Jawbreakers. Okay, good. It's only been a year later. Oh, here. Do you see this woman right here? She's getting arrested. I tweeted about her. She was spreading paint over the Black Lives Matter, and man, she's like a hero to me. This is a good woman right here. We need more women in America like this woman. She's calling out Black Lives Matter for the hate group that it is. And God bless her. God bless her. Let's see if I get some.
That's what they want. In the name of Jesus. That's what they want. That's what they want.
She's getting arrested. Meanwhile, people are beating up others, for their skin color, stabbing people, people getting shot, burning down buildings, looting. Those people aren't getting arrested. But this woman, for protesting the evils, of Black Lives Matter, she's going to get carted away. Way to go, Bill de Blasio. Way to go, you fascist tyrant. The only president I'll be voting for. Let's see. There was some good stuff I saw. Oh, look, hashtag read Hawkman. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, look. Things you didn't know you needed to see. What? Look at that. Come on. Look at that. That's awesome. Okay, junk. My Twitter's so full of junk. Hashtag read Hawkman. What else? Junk, garbage. She was released and she went back and did it again. Oh yeah, cool, nice. Yeah, covered up that. Awesome. Hashtag read Hawkman. One of the best comics out there right now. Why is it comic fans are so into wrestling? I don't get this. Oh look, here's Doug Tenaple and Mike S. Miller. Someone commented Princess Leia and Chewbacca. That was a funny comment. And this was pretty good. Comics with Kellaway. I don't know if anyone's heard of this guy. He's kind of a new YouTuber. He posted, he's like the comic book industry in a nutshell, talking about the
problem solved. You don't like my Twitter feed? Unfollow me. Magic.
Remember this famous?
It's problematic if it's upsetting to your delicate constitution. And if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. Problem solved.
So this is relevant because I don't know if you guys have heard that Dynamite is getting canceled by the far left wackos because, God forbid, apparently Cecil paid for an alternate cover because they have this program where you can, it's meant for stores, but these stores can go in and like pay for a cover on a comic book and get a special cover for their store to sell, right? Or resell. And so the program does not stipulate you have to be a store to do this. So, Ethan Van Sciver has done this in the past. Other artists have done this too, to make some extra cash. They can sell it from a website or whatever. So Cecil's got a book coming out for Comicsgate, and he apparently, got a custom cover, I think, for Vampirella or something. And oh my God, the SJWs came out crying foul. And it's just like, why can't you just follow Kelly Sue's advice?
And if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book.
So, look, I am not here to prop up Comicsgate. I don't like Comicsgate. I think what's left of those guys is a bunch of assholes. I'm not trying to push this up. And if you're still part of Comicsgate, I guess I'm making blanket statements, and I'm not calling everyone specifically. I just think the group itself as a whole, mostly the war campaign portion, which apparently is not part of, I don't understand. I don't even know anymore. But why can't they follow their own advice? If you don't like it, just don't buy it. But then when the other side does things they don't like, then it's like, you got to be canceled. You're just a bunch of hypocrites. They're always hypocrites. Speaking of Hawkman, apparently I follow this guy Tim Board from Hawkworld. He posted there's a rumor that Armie Hammer and whoever this woman is, Isa Gonzalez Reyna. You need an easier to pronounce name if you're gonna be in Hollywood. Anyways, being Hawkman, I could totally see Armie Hammer being Hawkman. Some old stuff, more riding. Oh yeah, check this out. Oh, Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos supports Antifa and Black Lives Matter, and now they're looting his stores in Seattle. Just because you support the mob does not mean the mob supports you. Everyone gets the bullet. Everyone. Okay? All you gotta do is look and see what happened. Unfortunately, in schools don't teach history about Mao Zedong in China, but when the radical left took over in China, guess who they killed first? All the people that supported him. So this is stupid. You're letting, like, here's Starbucks getting destroyed because it's like, why? Anyways, let's get back into comics. That's why you're here. Okay. This is the only He-Man show I cared for is the early 2000s reboot. That was good. Says Christopher Barker. Melissa says, Ash, me and Jake's phones run out at the end of this month, so if you don't see us again, we will see you when we get more time. All right, Melissa. Well, I hope you get more time soon. She says, I like Usagi Yojimbo. I'm of an opinion that there are two types of people in the world. People that like Usagi Yojimbo and people that have never read Usagi Yojimbo. Let's see. Chris says, Melissa, what would you do if everything, and I mean everything, is woke? Oh, that's a scary world, man. Why are you trying to scare us, Chris? If all entertainment is woke garbage, I guess I would just go out and birdwatch. It's like write my own stories, talk to people, have conversations with people like you guys. Eric says, how could Black Lives Matter, comprised primarily of college-age white girls, possibly be a racist hate group? Oh, it's not about Black Lives Matter. I mean, it's a fascist, or sorry, it's a Marxist radical movement sponsored by elite progressives in the Democratic Party that push this far leftism, and they just use it as a shield because it's difficult. It's difficult to call it out. You can't say, "Oh, Black Lives Matter is bad," because then people go, "What? Are you some sort of racist?" Melissa says Comicsgate is a consumer revolt. It was a consumer revolt until a group of professionals hijacked it and turned it into a dairy farm. So, all right, kids, let's get into some comic books. I bought a bunch of new comics for free. I guess that doesn't really count if you bought them for free, does it? So here's my recently purchased. You guys can get all these for free too if you want. Let's see. Starting after the Middle West. So, starting here, Witchblade. I got Witchblade #1, Seven to Eternity #1, a bunch of Image books #1s are given away for free. The Realm #1, Nailbiter #1, Murder Falcon, The Siege, Huck, Farmhand, Evolution, Drifter, Dissonance, Death of Love by the total asshole Justin Jordan. The whole reason Donald DeLay, who the artist of this book, is in Comicsgate and doesn't have a career in mainstream comics anymore is because this asshole Justin Jordan decided to cancel him simply because Donald said, I checked out this Richard C. Meyer guy and he's not the monster that everyone says he is. Boom. No more career. So I don't really like Comicsgate anymore. I don't like what it's become. I don't like these guys that have hijacked it and taken over. There's a lot of criticisms I have for it, but I'm going to stand behind some of the principles and ideas. Donald DeLay struggles to feed his family because of assholes like this guy. Death of Love is right. So Donald and he were working on another book together. I forget what it was called. But Donald had worked for months on this book. And then when he decided to cancel, he canceled that whole book. And months of work went down the drain Donald didn't get paid for. Imagine you going to work for months, just your job, for months, and then getting canceled. No longer you have the injury, but all the previous months of work you did, you don't get paid for. Yeah, fuck these guys. Fuck these guys that are trying to cancel Dynamite. Sorry if I'm being harsh, but I'm very angry. I'm very angry at evil in the world that try to hurt people. All Donald did was say Richard C. Myers is not a monster. He didn't say he's a darling angel and screw the comic industry. He didn't say that. He just said, I looked into him and I didn't find him to be a monster. And they fucked over his life. Anyways, I got this book because I liked Donald DeLay's art. And, I mean, the guy's pretty uncouth and he's kind of unprofessional. And he's kind of made some bad decisions since all this time, which it's hard for me to really judge because he's been fucked over really hard. Like, I'd be angry and bitter too if I were him. Anyways, it's Crude. It's written by Steve Orlando. It's kind of an action story. I've always been curious. I like Steve Orlando. Aphrodite X. I want to show you guys something. Does anyone in the chat like Stepan Sajic, his art? A lot of people I talk to are like, oh, Stepan Sajic's got some of the most amazing art out there. And I'm like, I agree. He's a pretty good artist. Oh, wait, this isn't the book, though. Dang it. Never mind. This is the David Finch art. He did a different book. I got the wrong one. Sorry, I can't tell you. Anyways, we'll get to it eventually, hopefully. Stepan Sajic's Aphrodite X art that he did over half a decade ago is like 10 times better than the art he does today. And I'm just like, what happened to this guy? Look, I got some old school Superman pals, Jimmy Olsen, Silver Surfer, Sensation Comics, Robin, got some G.I. Joe. And then this comic I came across is Action Philosophers with about Ayn Rand. And it's about, it's got people I recognize the creators. I can't remember who they are. Anyways, I'm still blabbing. I don't know what book I'm going to read. I guess that's part of the reason I was showing you these books. So I was planning on reading one of these tonight as the opener. Let's see. I will continue to fight those woke SJW comics. All lives matter. Blue lives matter. Amen to that. Eric says, I got close to 200 back issues today. Jesus, buddy. Eric's always upstaging me. He just sits in the chat. He's like my heckler. Eric, why don't you help me, buddy? Why don't you be my friend? I extend the hand of friendship to him, and he spits on it. And I'm like, yo, dude, COVID. And then he hands me a bottle of desanitizing stuff. And then it's empty. And then he laughs. Chris, Comicsgate is a joke. Never cared for it. Well, Chris, I guess it depends on when you came across it. I came into it in 2017, and through 2018, I think it was a very valid movement. There was something I very much, stood for. But once Ethan Van Sciver came in and brought all his pals and turned it into a dairy farm, which by dairy farm I mean, dairy farm is you get a bunch of cows and you don't slaughter them, you just keep milking them so you can sell the milk. That's what Comicsgate is. Comicsgate is a bunch of cows, and these pros milk them for all they're worth. And that's it. And that's why only certain people are allowed in, because if you have too many dairy farmers, there's not enough milk to go around. It's really changed what it is. And furthermore, the reason I'm angry, the reason I don't like it, is because all the old schoolers, and I consider myself an old schooler, but even me, I'm not one of the originals. I just consider old schoolers anyone who was around before Ethan. They pushed them all out. So it's not the same thing as it once was. It's kind of like the Tea Party in politics. The Tea Party got destroyed because the Republican Party co-opted it. But before that happened, when it was a little grassroots movement, it was really good. Christopher Barker, I don't give up. I project comics and pop culture from these woke-ish, or I protect. Yeah, unfortunately, there's not much you can do about that. Which book should I read before I lose my entire audience base? Everyone's just like, fuck this dude. I don't know what to read tonight. Bum 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 bum. Should I read Murder Falcon? I've been kind of curious about that. Or should I read a mainstream book like Superman's Pal, the new Jimmy Olsen? Or perhaps a Robin story? See, it's difficult to not talk. Or, sorry, I should say it's difficult to keep the stream of consciousness going when I stop talking about some of these subjects. If I sit here and talk about a comic, I guess it's my fault. I should have had something just planned. You can always read America or Iceman. I could. I'm trying to stretch those out, though, because there's a limited amount of Americas in the world. There's only 12, so they're extremely valuable. So I think this is the Dan Slott Silver Surfer. This is kind of weird. Robin, Son of Batman? Is that one of the ones? I don't think I have to heal him. I was thinking about what's here on the screen. I've heard good things about Farmhand. I've heard good things about a lot of these books, actually. What about Sensation Comics? This is old, 1940s Wonder Woman. I turn to Eric for help, and he just abandons me. Help me, Eric Breen. You're my only hope. Couldn't find America number 12 today. 200 books and still no Holy Grail. I can't believe you bought 200 books, man. Good Lord. Speaking of 200 books, which of these books should I read? I haven't got a single vote. Christopher Barker says America is valuable, Ash. It is. It's very valuable. I could read Action Philosophers, and we could learn about Ayn Rand. Looking for a vote, people. Looking for a vote. Do 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 boom 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 Boom, 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 boom. Eric Breen votes for Superman #1. Melissa says Wonder Woman. Christopher Barker says, "You are the chosen one, Eric Breen." Classic Superman. This is 64 pages, though. This will take all night to read. The complete story of the daring exploits of the one and only Superman. Remember how wordy these old books are? I suppose I could read half of it. What do you guys think? Oops, sorry. Eric says the stories are each about 8 pages. Oh, and the Superman #1? There's only 8-page stories? "64 pages of action." All right, kids, get ready. It's time to get a drink. Do you guys all have a beverage? It's time to crack open a beer. Man, it has been hot AF out here. I don't know if it's how it is on your part of the woods, but geez Louise. All right, we're going to read us some Superman by popular demand. Here we go. Bum, 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 bum. Superman by Jerome Siegel and Joe Shuster. Just before the doomed planet Krypton exploded to fragments, a scientist placed his infant son with an experimental rocket ship, launching it to Earth. When the vessel reached our planet, the child was found by an elderly couple, the Kents. "Look, Mary, it's a child." "The poor thing, it's been abandoned." The infant was turned over to an orphan asylum, where it astounded the attendants with its feats of strength. We couldn't get that sweet child out of our mind. We've come to adopt him if you'll permit us. I believe it can be arranged. Whew, thank goodness they were taking him away before he wrecks the asylum. Can you imagine that there's this kid, he's got super strength, he's doing all this stuff, and instead of just being like, oh, the government, we should, they're just like, oh, we got to get rid of him. How different the 40s were, right? The love and guidance of his kindly foster parents was to become an important factor in the shaping of the boy's future. Wow. He's like, how old is he in this picture? He's got his receding hairline. Jeez. Now listen to me, Clark. This great strength of yours, you've got to hide it from the people, or they'll be scared of you. But when the proper time comes, you must use it to assist humanity. What kind of beer is that drinking? Says Christopher Barker. Well, I'm drinking Modelo Especial. It's a Mexican beer. It's it's a light lager. It's really good for summer heat, good refreshing. I recommend it. I like it. As the lad grew older, he learned to his delight that he could hurdle skyscrapers, leap 1/8 of a mile, raise tremendous weights, run faster than a streamlined train, and nothing less than a bursting shell could penetrate his skin. What the? This is the 6th hypodermic needle I've broken on your skin. Try again, Doc. The passing away of his foster parents greatly grieved Clark Kent, but it strengthened a determination that had been growing in his mind. Clark decided he must turn his titanic strength into channels that would benefit mankind. And so was created Superman, champion of the oppressed, the physical marvel who had sworn to devote his existence to helping those in need. The outer waiting room of the Daily Star. You may see the editor now, but if you ask me, you're wasting your time. There's nothing like trying. I know I haven't had any experience, sir, but still, I think I'd make a good reporter. Oh, it's a different time indeed. Just walk in and be like, I don't have no clue. It's like, that's how you get a job at Marvel, actually. Oh, man. He could have got a job at Marvel if Superman was around today. If this story was created today. I know I got no experience writing comics, but maybe I could write for you. Sorry, you're a single white male or straight white male. I can't hire you. Sorry, fella. Can't use you. In an alley, Clark removed his street clothes, revealing himself clad in the Superman costume. If I get news dispatches promptly, I'll be in a better position to help people. I've got to get that job. Superman launches himself up along the side of the building in a great leap. Within the editor's office. What's that? A mob attacking the county jail. Cover that story. Sounds like my big chance to impress the editor. Here's hoping I get there on time. At that very moment, before the county jail, get him! Lynch the dirty dog. A few moments later. Let me go. I ain't guilty, I tell ya. That's right, Sims. Beg for mercy. But it won't do you any good. Don't do this to me. Please, please. Hanging's too good for you. Just as the lynching is about to begin, down hurtles a fantastic figure. Whoa. Wait a second. Time out. I've been told by CNN and MSNBC and everything that lynching means doing something bad to a black person. These people are all white. You can't lynch white people, according to what I've been told. Oh, that's right. That's right. This whole racism thing is a myth. Never mind. Sorry. Moving on. Fake news. Anyways. Go on. Scatter. What in? This prisoner's fate will be decided on a court of justice. Return to your homes. Dude, Superman, what is going on with your hair? What is going on? Look at this. Rush him! You're begging for it. The crowd is astounded to find itself swept back by the lone figure. I don't know how you did it, but you've my thanks. Who are you? A reporter. Let's get the prisoner back in his cell. You saved my life, and I'm not forgetting it. I'll let you in on a red-hot story. Let's have it. Superman is so... Oh my gosh, he's so mercenary, like... I'm being held for the murder of Jack Kennedy, but I didn't do it. And neither did Evelyn Curry, the girl who's being electrocuted tonight for it. Who is the murderer? B. Carroll, singer at the Hillo nightclub. She rubbed him out for two-timing her, then framed Evelyn. Thanks for the information. That's all I know about the attempted lynching. Well, do I get the job now? You're okay, Kent. Report to work tomorrow. Apparently you just give information to the newspaper and then they hire you as a reporter. Clark drops in on the Hillo Club. She'll be on any second. As B sings her number, she does not realize she is being closely observed by the greatest exponent of justice the world has ever known. Later, when she enters her dressing room, Say, what are you doing in my room? Waiting for you, naturally. Damn, Clark's got some game. Damn, man. I thought you might be interested in learning I know that you killed Jack Kennedy. What kind of nut are you anyway? Get out of here before I call the manager. Sims told me everything, how you shot Jack, then framed Evelyn. You attract me. Couldn't we talk this over? You attract me. You want to talk this over? Woo, she's a seductress. You're wasting your time. I'm only interested in seeing that you get what's coming to you. You'll regret butting into this. She pulls out a gun. Yes, I killed Jack Kennedy, and he deserved it. But you'll never tell anyone. You're not going to leave this room alive. Out darts Superman's hand at terrific speed, crushes the automatic's barrel out of shape. You little vixen. I like this Superman. Are you ready to sign a confession, or shall I give you a taste of how that gun felt when I applied the pressure? Damn, Superman. He's a little forceful. I think she likes it. You're hurting me. I'll get the chair for this. You should have thought of that before you took a human life. The governor will be interested in hearing what you've got to say. Special news bulletin. In half an hour, Evelyn Curry is about to be electrocuted unless the governor reprieves her. We haven't much time. A tireless figure races through the night. Seconds count. Delay means forfeit of innocent life. The governor's estate finally is reached. Make yourself comfortable. I haven't time to attend to it. What do you mean by knocking this hour of night? I must see the governor. It is a matter of life and death. See him in the morning. Crash! I'll see him now! Damn, Superman is forceful. This is illegal entry. I'll have you arrested. Answer my question. Are you going to take me to the governor? Man, this is like, what if Batman was Superman? Swear to me! Sorry. No, I won't. Then I'll take you to him. Help, help. Jesus, Superman. Oh, this is a good recommendation, Eric. Yes, this is the governor's sleeping room. I don't think you're going to get away with this outrage. It's locked. Yes, and made of steel. Try and knock this door down. Oh, you just had to challenge him. Who is this dude anyway? Like, he's just some creepy dude. Look at, it's like, I'm just a creepy attendant to the governor. It was your idea. What is the meaning of this? Evelyn Curry is about to be electrocuted in 15 minutes for murder. I have proof of her innocence. A signed confession. Believing the governor menaced by a madman, the butler produces a concealed weapon. Reach for the ceiling, quick. Put that toy away. I warn you, take another step, and I shoot. You know, I have to say, the butler is kind of within his rights here. Like, he's got this crazy man in a weird suit. He just busted down the door to the governor. The bullet ricochets off Superman's tough skin. This is no time for horseplay. Oh, look at this. They have a little timing clock down here so you can get the suspense. It's ticking down. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Don't you realize I've proof she's innocent and you alone can save her? Let me see those papers. Tick-tock. Geez, 3 minutes went by between... Hurry! Connect me with the penitentiary. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Stop! The governor has pardoned her. Oh, thank God. I told you I was innocent. He's gone. Disappeared. Man, just like Batman. Oh, something's amiss here. Yes, but here's a note he left, sir. You'll find the real murderess bound and delivered on the lawn of your estate. Next morning, as Kent leaves for the newspaper upon which he works as a reporter. I love this. Have you heard? The Curry girl is innocent. Let's see the paper. Good. I'm not mentioned. Miles away, in the governor's private chamber. Ooh, private. Gentlemen, I still can't believe my senses. He's not human. Thank heaven he's apparently on the side of law and order. The Daily Star office is reached. You wanted to see me? Yes, be seated. Did you ever hear of Superman? What? What kind of reaction? What? Reports have been streaming in that a fellow with gigantic strength named Superman actually exists. I'm making it your steady assignment to cover these reports. Think you can handle it, Kent? Listen, Chief. If I can't find out anything about this Superman, no one can. Oh, that's a confidence that bosses like. Hurry, Kent. A phone tipped wife beating at 211 Court Avenue. I'm on my way. At 211 Court Avenue. Hold it. What do you want? Don't get tough. Tough is putting mildly the treatment you're going to get. You're not fighting a woman now. Smash. Oh, jeez. Superman's a misogynist, too. Look at that. He thinks a woman needs his help? God. They were really crazy back in the 40s. You asked for it. With a sharp snap, the blade breaks upon Superman's tough skin. And now you're going to get a lesson you'll never forget. Fainted. Dude just faints. Hearing police sirens, Superman hurriedly don street clothes over his uniform. What, does he just carry him with him? Where did he get the street clothes? It would be just too bad if they searched me. What? What are you doing here? Hello, Captain. I arrived to find the place like this. Looks as though our friend Superman has dropped in to pay a visit. Well, what do you say to our date tonight, Lois? Wait, what just happened? This transition? Just out of nowhere. He goes from crime scene. Next panel. What do you say to her date night, Lois? And who the hell's Lois? She hasn't been introduced in any part of a story yet. Later. I suppose I'll give you a break for a change. That night. Why is it you always avoid me at the office? Please, Clark. I've been scribbling sob stories all day long. Don't ask me to dish out another. Nice looking dame there, eh? Guess I'll cut in. Wait, Butch. Suppose her escort don't like it. So what? If he gets nasty, I'll push his face in. This is gonna be good. I said run along. I'm cutting in. But this is not a robber's dance. Trying to get flip? Move quick if you know what's good for you. Clark, are you going to stand for this? Reluctantly, Kent adheres to his role of a weakling. Be reasonable, Lois. Dance with the fellow, and then we'll leave right away. You can stay and dance with him if you wish, but I'm leaving now. Yeah, you'll dance with me and like it. Slap. Good for you, Lois. Lois, don't! Fight, you weak-livered polecat. Really, I have no desire to do so. Wait, Lois. But, Lois. You asked me earlier in the evening why I'd avoid you. I'll tell you why now. Because you're a spineless, unbearable coward. Damn. Let's get out of here. I'll show that skirt she can't make a fool out of Butch Matson. A few minutes later, a hidden figure observes Butch and his fellow hoodlums leave the roadhouse. Butch forces Lois' taxi into a ditch. Pull over there. Let me go. Get in that car and shut up. Well, maybe you two may meet again. Oh, wait, sorry. What burns me up is that I let her yellow boyfriend off so easy. Well, maybe you two may meet again. Then I hope it'll be soon. Hey, watch out. Someone's standing in the road ahead of us. Ha ha. Watch me scare him out of his wits. Look out, you'll hit him. Superman hurdles the oncoming auto. Butch, step on the gas. He's chasing after us. It's the devil himself. Butch's car leaps forward like a released rocket, but is easily overtaken by Superman. Yow! Hey, remember this scene? Oh, what page are we on? 15, huh? The occupants of the car are shaken out, and the car itself is smashed to bits. Next, Superman takes Butch in one spring. All right, we'll end Superman here, and maybe we can pick up later. Man, I seem to have lost all my chat reading Superman. This is what I get. So the big comic that is for tonight's reading is, what are we on? We're on, sorry, gotta find my books. Old Man Hawkeye is what we've been reading. I believe we're on issue 3. Yeah, we're on issue 3. I'm reading the first 6 issues of Old Man Hawkeye. You guys still awake? Did I put everyone to sleep with Superman? I thought that was a lot of fun. Eric says, a few more than 8 pages. I must be a product of Common Core. I don't know. I think there was more than one story that I just read there, Eric. That did feel like a couple of stories stitched together. Like the Lois Lane thing just came out of nowhere. I've never read Superman #1, so it's kind of a cool thing actually to finally get to experience it. And it may seem like I'm making fun of the old comics or whatever, but I know it was a different world back then, and comics were still kind of being invented. So, I'm just having fun with it. I think it's hilarious, some of these things. And sometimes we just look back in hindsight and, old-timey things can seem really just weird and funny to us. I had a lot of fun with that. I hope you guys did too. I was hoping there would be some comments to interact with you guys, but it's a quiet night. It's like, is everyone asleep Sunday? Or maybe I just bored everyone? Well, let's get on with the next comic. Hopefully you guys are liking this. This is a modern comic. You can see quite a big difference. This will be a stark contrast. This is Old Man Hawkeye. Eric says, I've had 4 hours of sleep, and it's just after 2 here. I'm in and out of consciousness at this point. Well, I appreciate you at least being here, Eric, at least especially for the comic you suggested. I was like, did Eric suggest this book and then take off? He's the only one that read this. See ya. All right. Old Man Hawkeye. If you haven't been following along, I'm sorry. This is Old Man Hawkeye and the Old Man Logan universe. It's a wasteland, kind of like Mad Max. A lot of the heroes are dead. And Bullseye's running around trying to find Hawkeye and kill him. Christopher Barker says, comics are better now rather than back then. Comics are certainly more sophisticated now than they were back then. But some of the comics are terrible. Like, that book was very simplistic. It was not sophisticated at all. It was very basic. But it wasn't bad, right? Like, it wasn't like some of these books, they're just god awful. I want to stab my eyes out when I'm reading it. That Superman book, when I read it, I feel like that I really understand, like, a 12-year-old in the 40s would have really loved that. Just been like, oh my God, this is great. It would have sparked their imagination. They would have loved it. I'm not a 12-year-old, and I'm certainly not in the 40s. I have a different perspective of the world. It's a little basic for me. It's like me reading a children's book. But when I read some of the modern comics today, not all of them, mind you, but some of them, like I said, they physically, like, hurt me. Like, I'm just like, oh, this is terrible. I'd rather, I don't know. One is basic and not impressive, but the others are just painfully awful, like offensive, if you will. But the good comics of today, yeah, there's definitely some, the great comics can rise a lot higher. And nothing compares to America. Come on. Eric says, if nothing else, it's a comics history. Without Superman, we don't have the comics that we know them today. Absolutely. That's a great point too, right? The whole standing on the shoulders of giants concept. These guys were the pioneers. They paved the way for people to go, oh, I see what you did. We're going to take what you did and we're going to add to it. We're going to make it a little bit better. And then people came on to those people and then did the same, and it keeps building. Anyways, let's get into Old Man Hawkeye. Thud. No more, please. Crack. Look, he's a lot more red than white and blue. Ha 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 ha. Whump. Ack, stop. I just work here. Take your photo here with the evil Captain America. Oh, man. Apparently Antifa took over this future. This is exactly what would be like. Captain America's a evil capitalist. Slam. Ha 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 ha. Arcade's Murder World, Nevada. Come on, let's beat it. Ha ha. Oh man, poor guy. Man, I'm just sitting here looking at this page. Marco Cicchetto. It's a great artist. I'm not exactly thrilled with the coloring in these books. It's a little too washed out for my taste. But it's probably on purpose because they're trying to set the tone of this wasteland world. But the Daredevil stuff, where the much richer, vibrant colors, I think show off his work a lot better. Excuse me. Hard to see that, right? No offense, lady, but you're probably better off under that blindfold. Well, sorry. Seeing being just a figure of speech in my case. Something we'll soon have in common, right, Mr. Barton? Old Man Hawkeye. Eye for an Eye, Part 3, The Price of Admission. Outside Hammer Falls, Nevada. Shrip. Incoming priority transmission. Incoming priority transmission. Yes. Transmission, New Babylon. Why have my calls been ignored? I've been busy. Busy? I have moloids eating my miners in Paste Pot Creek. Moloids! I have no time for your idiosyncrasies. I need you to take care of this. I've got something I need to do. Get someone else. Someone else? You work for me, Bullseye. Are you sure you want to end transmission? Yes, no. Not today. There are a dozen other assassins who would jump for your favor. I'm not one of them. Click. Where were we? Oh, yes. You were about to tell me where Hawkeye is heading. Nasty. Please. Thank you for visiting. It brings back memories of a better time. Sorry, but you're not here to see me. You're here to see about an old grudge. Do we know each other? Excuse me. Would you like some coffee? No, of course you don't. You are distracted by the choice ahead of you. I don't know how you know all of this, but you're wrong about one thing. There is no choice. Not after what the big man did. You are in a hurry, but you still have time to turn back from this road. And what road is that exactly? A bloody road, choosing to live for revenge. Doesn't lead to any kind of life. Save that crap for the fortune cookies. I'm done waiting for Reed and Sue Richards to find their way out of the time stream, waiting for someone worthy of lifting Thor's hammer to bring the lightning down, waiting for my only friend to wake up and start stabbing bad guys. This is all I can do. It won't bring her back, Clint. It won't bring you peace. Yeah, well, one way to find out. See the biggest man in the world wrestle sentinels 300 yards ahead. Tanya's garage, Hammer Falls. Open up and let me in, please. Rap, rap, rap. What part of the close sign was confusing to you? I need my wheels, Tanya. I have the money I owe you. Look, I don't have time for crazy. Closed is closed. Please, I gotta get out of here. The shit that went down at the club, he might be after me too. Wait. Who is after you? What happened at the club? He came out of nowhere and just started shooting everyone with arrows. Said he was looking for a big man. I think he's talking about the giant freak at Murder World Park. Damn it. Clint, how do I still end up in the middle of your shit? Just take the car and get out of here. Thank you, thank you. We know where he's going. That's scary. Murder World Arena. Step right up for the last show of the evening. See the world's largest man in all his glory for the small price of admission. Just 25 cents. How about you, fine sir? Ticket? Sir? Dressing room. I always expected you to walk through that curtain one day. So what took you this long, Clint? Eric. So what? You're here to kill me? Yes. Still so righteous after all these years. You haven't aged well, though. You really think you can still take me? I remember how easily I kicked your ass when we first met, Atlas. So yeah, I like my chances. Same old Clint. Always fighting to survive. Just like me. I didn't try to survive. After everything we went through together, how could you do that to me? To us? God, man. Not everything is about you. I wanted to live. This may not seem like much, but it's a life. Heroes saw me as a master of evil. The bad guys saw me as a thunderbolt. Never got to cash no 30 pieces of silver for turning on you. None of us did. Abe spends 18 hours making Doombot parts in a factory line in Creehaven, and then the other 6 drinking to forget. Speaking of which, one last toast. To good times No? Suit yourself. Let's give them a show worth the price of admission. Everyone's fleeing out the tent. I knew we should have killed you that day. Wow, that's a pretty cool single page spread. Whip, slam. Wow, the great Hawkeye missed. Losing your touch in your old age? Maybe. Helps to have a big target. Smack. Ugh. Crash. Oh, I knocked them all down. What do I win? An extra 30 seconds to live. Shrunk. Ah! You little shit. You know, after what we did to you, I'm almost pulling for you. Almost. Smash. Same old Eric. Always stupid enough to piss away your height advantage. Pff. Cuff, cuff. Thoom. Do it. Flip. Can we move the body now, Marshall? It's bad for business. Nobody's buying stuff at the gift shop across the road having to look at that on the way in. This is a family place. Suspect, Clinton Barton, a.k.a. Hawkeye. Victim, Eric Jostin, a.k.a. Atlas. Known associates in Thunderbolts. Yeah, he's all yours. Computer, get me a list of the surviving Thunderbolts. To be continued. All right. That was a good issue. I really enjoyed that. I think it's the best issue so far. So that's a good sign that the trajectory is going upwards, at least for me. That's good. A lot of people, I remember when this book was coming out, and some people I respect and trust were praising this really high, and seeing it go like this is just kind of helping me keep faith that the recommendations were at least right for me. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it too. Let's see. Where did I leave off? The one's wearing a Doctor Doom mask, one wearing a Red Skull mask, the other a Magneto mask and a Green Goblin mask. Well, they're the bad guys. I think it's interesting. There's a commentary there, though, Melissa. The this is in the future, and it's interesting. There's a commentary on society, much like it is today, where people sort of idolize the villains instead of the heroes, and those type of people, they're the ones out in the street smashing things, beating up people. And here we see in this comic a similar type of thing. The guys wearing the villain masks are beating up the guy wearing Captain America. It's eerie. I mean, this book was written 2 years ago. I think this came out in 2018. So heck, it might have started coming out in 2017. Eric says, challenge for Marvel writers, Cates and Dazarsky notwithstanding. Can any of you go a year without using Arcade? Christopher Barker says, what's Arcade? Dane says, it's a cumulative process. Siegel and Schuster to Simon and Kirby to Lee and Kirby to Infestino and Fox to Adams to O'Neill ad infinitum. Well, I think you're kind of putting a lot of artists in there. But you're right. It is a cumulative process. I think that accumulation kind of stopped in the 80s, though. A little bit. I guess there's been a little bit of improving in the writing. There's definitely been a decline in art. But yeah, I don't think we're seeing that accumulation appear like we did. I think we used to see that, like every generation was building on the previous one. Melissa says Magneto, Red Skull. Let's see, I already talked about that. Eric says that guy that runs Murder World, in answer to who's Arcade. Yeah, Arcade is a supervillain of sorts. I think he started off as an X-Men villain. I could be wrong. Eric can correct me. That Arcade, that's where I know him from, is X-Men. He had some couple of good storylines in the X-Men. Honestly, I don't read many Arcade stories these days because, you know, the good writers, they're not using Arcade. You don't see Zdarsky or Donny Cates using Arcade. That's what the bad writers do. You know why? Because all the bad, shitty writers at Marvel are a bunch of fanfic writers that idolize the old school writing and think it's all the best, and they all come from X-Men, and they think all the world needs to be like X-Men, and so they just copy what they know. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. Let's see. Dane says, I think Ash should read us BB Free too. Well, Dane, if someone were to get me a copy of BB Free, I would be happy to read it. But I am not paying for that shit. You guys don't pay me to do this. I need some subsidy. Melissa says, there's a lot of Jesus elements to Hawkeye. It has sacrificed his relationship with his daughter just to save the world. I don't know about Jesus sacrificing his daughter. I'm not seeing the correlation. I'm seeing some symbolism with Hawkeye and the Grim Reaper. The way that they're showing him in a cloak, oftentimes you don't see his face. To me, it really makes me feel like there's the Grim Reaper symbolism. Let's see. I can't believe he keeps putting off America. Rather hear 6 issues of America than Old Man Hawkeye. You're not liking Old Man Hawkeye? This issue was pretty good. And besides, Dane, if I don't put off America, I'll blow through it and then it'll be over and there won't be any America. Right now, you have what? How many issues of America have we done? 4? So that means you have 8 issues to look forward to. If I had just been doing them the whole time, we'd be done. You wouldn't have any to look forward to. Chris says, Dane, I'll take both over that Superman comic. You didn't enjoy the Superman comic? Man, what is going on? I thought I had comic fans in this house. Let's see. Dane says, Chris, I wouldn't mind if he go to the Weisinger era Superman stories. Those were cringy, goofy, good. I think this one was cringy, goofy, good. Like, in its own way. This isn't a book I would collect, but I thought I had fun reading it. I think these type of books, honestly, are more fun to read out loud to an audience than I wouldn't sit at home and just read these by myself. But I think they're a lot of fun to read together and like read out loud to you guys. You get to do the the canny, the hammy voices, and just, like you can talk like the old time 40 Superman, eh? Let's see. Ryuk says, does this book take place before Old Man Logan? I don't know. I haven't actually read Old Man Logan. I don't know. It's in the same time frame. Logan is in the book. I think was it the first or second issue? He talks to Logan, asks for his help, and Logan says no. Computer Robot says, hi, Ash, everyone. How are y'all doing? I'm watching Dateline right now, and I'm obsessed with it. Why are you watching Dateline? You could be listening to comic books. Instead, you're listening to fake news. Crazy. Eric says, my first appearance was Marvel Team Up 65-66. Second appearance was X-Men 122-123. Okay. So you're talking about Arcade. All right. Yeah, the interesting thing about Arcade, he was a kind of a campy villain. He runs Murder World, and Murder World is an amusement park that's designed to kill you, and you get captured by him, and then he puts you in. It's kind of like have you ever seen Saw? How Jigsaw captures people, and then he puts them through like the puzzle. They have to. Obviously, Arcade is not X-rated like this, but it's a similar type of concept where it's like, yeah, go Murder World and you have to survive. It was pretty cool. Made for some good X-Men stories. I really like the one they did. I think it was in the early 200s. It was kind of like a Nightcrawler solo story where Nightcrawler gets captured by Arcade and he gets put in Murder World. And there's like this woman that he ends up having to save. It was a really cool Nightcrawler story. Let's see. Dane says, sorry, I can't believe they charge anything for BB Free. Well, it's Gabby Rivera, national treasure. Of course they're going to charge for it, Dane. Jeez. You can read America on a continuously rotating basis, then read them all and start over. Ed says, a regular Edward G. Robinson. Computer Robots. Not really news per se, but crime murders and the perpetrators and the victims basically. Okay, I see what you're listening for. Okay. Computer Robot says, but I am listening to you as well. That's because you're a computer robot. You can multitask like that. Most people can't do stuff. Most people just pay attention to one thing or the other. Ed says, sounds like Running Man. Yeah, Running Man was a similar concept as well. And Ryuk is taken off. All right. See you later, Ryuk. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you hanging out with us. It's good seeing you. I'm going to switch to the ending stream soon because it's probably time to wrap up. It's 11:45 here in Pacific time zone. I always try to end before the day is. I miss Running Man. I got to go back and watch Running Man. I love those old Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. I'm big Arnold Schwarzenegger fan. You want to talk about campy, just fun. What happened to Buzzsaw? He had to split. One of the greatest lines in movie history. Come on. If only Arnold was not getting old. I could still cast Arnold as something. I want to see Arnold in the MCU as something. What could they put him as? He'd be a good Magneto. Yeah, that'd be amazing. Can you imagine Magneto with Arnold's voice? Oh, man. Anyways, I'm sorry to anyone who's not, enjoying the Hawkeye. It's not their cup of tea. I'm really enjoying it. I think maybe it's just because I'm predisposed to liking these type of books. I love post-apocalyptic wasteland stuff, and I don't like Hawkeye. That's the thing. I'm not a Hawkeye guy. I typically avoid Hawkeye like the plague. And when this book was coming out, everyone was just like, oh man, old man Hawkeye. And I was like, I just rolled my eyes back so hard. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Now keep in mind, this was like either late 2017 or early 2018 when Marvel was just shitting the bed with like all of their main characters were replaced with like Riri Williams as Iron Man. You had She-Thor, Gogurt Hulk, Wolverine was a little girl, like all of their major, Hawkeye was Kate Bishop, like it just shitting the bed. And this book came out and I was like, really? They ripped off Old Man Logan and used Hawkeye of all characters, Old Man Hawkeye. I was like, who gives a shit? And I didn't know who Marco Cicchetto was. And, I got to say, I don't like these covers. I think the coloring on these books, especially the covers, do not do his art justice, at least not to me. It makes his art less appealing. Some of the interior works, especially on this latest issue, I found really nice. I commented when we came across them, but I was like, what is this? And then a couple of the YouTubers that I was following were just like, one in particular would do like comic haul videos like I do on Wednesdays. He'd show all the books he would get. And I kind of modeled my comic haul videos after his a little bit. I liked how he would show his books, but he'd also talk about why he's getting the books. And, that I always found that really interesting. And he would always stop on Old Man Hawkeye. He'd be like, oh man, his book is getting so good. And I was, that enthusiasm was infectious. When someone is really enjoying a comic book, if you're a fellow comic fan, I don't know about you, but for me, I'm just like, my ears perk up and I'm like, really? Really? It's good? Oh, well, tell me more, And about halfway through the series is when I started going, man, I really want to read this, but I don't want to go back. And I'm like, I wasn't buying Marvel. I was like, I ain't giving Marvel any money, but I really want to read this. So I'm glad I finally am now, and I'm enjoying it. It's a cool story. So anyways, Melissa's taken off. Good night, Melissa. Thank you for swinging by and hanging out with us. Doug says, I'm really liking Old Man Hawkeye. I read Sack's Old Man Quill. I read Sack's Old Man Quill, and it was hit and miss, but overall pretty good and had a lot of cool twists to it. But I'm a big fan of anything cosmic. I've heard Old Man Quill is decent. If I finish this and like it, which I'm thinking I will, then I'll probably go and find Old Man Quill and just read it to read it. Let's see. Ed says Arnold as Dr. Doom, accent and all. No, I don't know, man. I love Arnold and I love Dr. Doom, but I don't want to see Dr. Doom come across campy at all, right? Dr. Doom needs to have like a Darth Vader presence, He needs to just be that looming. Yeah, Arnold might. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know if Arnold could deliver it. If I heard Arnold Schwarzenegger voice, no, I don't know. Eric says that's because he isn't the real Hawkeye. That's true. He's not. He's definitely the inferior Hawkeye. Maybe that's what should happen. Maybe Dan Slott should be put on Hawkeye, and he could do the superior Hawkeye with Kate Bishop. His superior Spider-Man was actually pretty well received. I think it's the only thing that he's done recently that was well received. So why not do superior Hawkeye? He can make it a thing, the superior whatever he gets on, All right, folks. It is time to wrap it up. I can see the chat dying. I always get the biggest amount of people at the end. But thanks for following me. Thanks for listening in. Thanks for participating in the chat. I really do like having the interaction. It gives me something to bounce off of. It's difficult to just stream nonsense out there. I'm not a professional entertainer. I'm just a schmo who likes comics like you guys and likes to share my enthusiasm and my frustrations, both. Sometimes I like to vent and bitch about shit that I hate. And other times I love to, gush over the things that I love. And hopefully that something that you enjoy too. Obviously, it's better than a kick in the teeth because you're here. So I don't really have much more to say. Hopefully everyone is doing well. Hopefully you have a good night's sleep. As always, read good comics. Share them with others. tell people what the good stuff is so they can sift through all the garbage and come to find the good comics too, so that we all can just enjoy comics at their best. Thanks, everyone. As Dane says, good night, everybody, and God bless.